All right. Hi, everyone. I'm joined with Andi Baker today, and I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, and then we're going to dive into some questions.
Yeah, thank you. Well, my name's Andi Baker, as Shobana said. I'm currently a junior. I'll graduate in 2022 in the spring, and I'm a double major in actuarial science and applied statistics. And I also have two minors, one in management and art and studio design, and I'm from Arkansas.
Perfect. All right. So the first question is, what are some of your interests outside of actuarial science?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing that I'm probably interested in is Her Campus. That's an organization that I spend most of my time outside of classes doing that. And I'm actually the editor, so it takes up a lot of my time, but I absolutely love it. Her Campus at Purdue is an online magazine geared towards collegiate women. So we write articles and it's a lot of fun. So I really enjoy that. And I also love art. So that's kind of like a side hobby of mine.
That's very interesting. I have read many of Andi's articles, most if not all, and I would definitely promote them.
Thank you.
They're very helpful for just, I think, students at college and really any college. It's not even like just directed towards Purdue students. So that's something that I really appreciate about it. So for sure, check them out if you get a chance. So yeah, all right. Thank you for that answer. And then my next question to you is, you designed the new PIC logo and have previously worked on the program for MASC, which is also MASC, which is the Midwest Actuarial Student Conference that we hosted at Purdue last fall. So how do you like combining your interest in art with your academic involvement?
Yeah, I think it's really cool that I get to do that. And especially with the club, I've gotten a lot of opportunities, especially here recently, to be able to combine both of those. I love it because it's a nice break from all the math that we have to do all the time. And, getting to do the logo and the program design, it was really fun. So I was glad to contribute.
Sure. And if you guys haven't seen the logo yet, you should definitely go and look at it when you get a chance. All right. This is kind of outside of your maybe personal interest, I have to say, but have you had any internship experiences in the past, or are you expecting any in the future? Just kind of all those kinds of experiences if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So last summer, I actually had an internship in the health insurance industry, which was really great. I learned so much, and it was a large company, so I got to experience a lot of different sides of the industry that you don't really hear about in our classes. So that was really great to be able to do that. But out of that, I kind of figured out what I really want for my future, and I decided to go a different route. So this next summer, I will be interning with a company in Louisville, which is in the alcohol and spirits industry, which is completely different from insurance. So I'm really excited for that. It's an HR internship, which is a little bit different from what, actuarial science students normally go for, but I will be working with their data analytics people, and I'll still get to combine a lot of those skills that we learn in our classes. So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
That's very cool. And I think, another question I personally have is like, typically, through the Purdue Actuarial Club, we recruit or we have companies that recruit students for like basically traditional purposes, right? Actuarial traditional purposes. Mm-hmm. How do you think students who might have that kind of similar mindset, that they kind of want to branch out and see what else that they can do with what they're studying, what is like your tips or recommendations about how they could go about doing that possibly?
Yeah, I think that's the really cool thing about actuarial science, especially here at Purdue, is that we get that double major in statistics as well, because we take so many classes, and that opens up so many opportunities that I think aren't always advertised to everyone. So I think to any student that is thinking that, maybe being a traditional actuary is not for me, explore what else Purdue has to offer. I know I found that company that I'm interning with next summer through Industrial Roundtable, which is another career fair at Purdue. And there's so many opportunities that the school provides alone, and just networking with people, just getting your name out there and just asking questions is the best way to find out, what you really want.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's a very great point, is that you don't have to stay limited to just the industry that you think you should belong to, because there's
Yeah.
so much more out there.
Hmm.
And as you can see, Andy's been very successful through that. But, it takes your own, self effort to go ahead and pursue that. So I definitely understand.
Yeah.
Well, I have one concluding question, but like, what tips do you have for your fellow students, or maybe words of wisdom?
Yeah, I think just take it slow. Just remember that like everyone's on their own timeline, especially with the exam process. I'm not really doing that anymore since I kind of found my own path. But, in the past, I was on that kind of track as well. So I understand how stressful those can be. And especially when, maybe you don't pass the first time and you look around and people are, it's hard to kind of keep going after that. And I would say just remember that you'll get there eventually, and just take the time to figure out what you really want, because now's the time to do that before we get out into the real world. So
Very true. Very true. All right. Well, thank you so much, Andy.
thank you.
And I'm assuming that if anyone has any questions, you would be more than happy to personally answer them for them, right? Okay.
Of course.
Perfect. Well, thank you once again.
Thank you.